create a new API key, and then you could use it for free, right? So then you just going back to your n8n, let me find it, application, right? And then you could connect. So I did it for myself, and at this moment I have no problems with possibility for me to use different kind of, like reasoning models. So once it's done, so for our node, what we need to have else, it's we need to have memory. So when we connect in the memory, so here we have a couple of options how we can handle it. So one of options is we could connect here different kind of databases. We could use Google Sheets tables. We could do whatever we want. All these kind of nodes are actually available here. So I decided to use simple memory, but at the same time, what we could use here, we could use Google Sheets, we could use, let's say, MongoDBs, we could even use the same chat that we have here as, like storage for our agent, because our agents need to know, a context around our conversation, and here we are specifying which content window length we would like to set. For example, at this moment it will remember 20 messages. If I will want to set it more, I could do it, or even if I would like to set it less, I could do it as well. So once we have it here, we need to connect different kind of tools to our AI agent. So here I decided to connect Wikipedia, I decided to connect different Salesforce related actions. So let me show you what is actually available for Salesforce. So in terms of Salesforce, we have two chapters here. One of them is Salesforce, second one is Salesforce Tools. So when we connect it to the AI agent as a tool available for AI, so then we are using Salesforce as a tool. So in that case, we have different kind of objects that we could use. It's account, attachment, cases, contact, any kind of custom object, documents, leads, opportunities, possibility to search the record, create a task, request a person, and create custom API calls. So that one is actually interesting. So on your Salesforce instance, you could create any kind of API that you actually want. It could perform any kind of actions, right? And in that case, you will be able to actually connect it with your AI agent. And the AI agent will be able to actually call your custom endpoint into whatever operation is required. So what is possible to actually connect in terms of tools. Let me just type it again and go with here again. I just closed it. So then what kind of operations we have? So based on the object that we selected as a source, so here we have create, update, delete, get many, get summary, update, and custom API calls for each object that we have here. So the same is related to custom object. For custom object, we have the same operation, possibility for us to call any kind of DML stuff, and so on and so forth. So once we connected all these tools via plus button into our AI agent, so that means that once a customer will post something into Telegram, so in our case into bot, and will ask, hey, can you please get me a summary of my account? So what AI agent will do? So it will put that request to the open router chat model. Open router chat model will think a bit. So it will go into the Salesforce, grab some specific information related to your account. It will analyze it, and it will use the memory, and it will convert it into the proper markdown that you would like to have, and it will send that message back to you, so you will be able to see the result of your conversation. So next time when the customer will try to type something, it will go here from the beginning, and because we have here a memory setup, it will do what is required. So it looks like it's a very powerful tool, and we could use a lot if, for example, we will connect our Salesforce to different kind of messenger. But at the same time, what if not the messenger will be our triggering point, but what if our triggering point will be actually Salesforce? So let us take a look what we could use here. So let me go to the Salesforce. So let me open Salesforce node itself. So here, one more time, you could see how many actions we have, right? So here are the tones related to account, related to attachments, related to the cases, contacts, custom objects, document-related actions, possibility to actually invoke flows from the Salesforce, different kind of standard of the box automation, possibility for us to make a query and look through the data which is available on the Salesforce org, different kind of DMLs, get the users, get many, And then we have something called triggers. So triggers, it's actually points that allow us to start our flow. So here you could see, so when account is created or when attachment is created and so on and so forth. So here are tons of them for each of the objects that we have, right? So in our case, so we were investigating one interesting point, and maybe you already saw on my channel, here was another video related to how we could actually use standard AI features of the Salesforce in order to make an AI assistant. To be able to decide should we approve specific approval related to the CPQ quote or not. So we decided what kind of other tools we could use and will they be more cost effective. And one of the ideas was is to actually use an n8n tool in order to do it. And what is the idea? So wherever our object record will be created, so in our case approval record, so in that case it will be triggering point. So then we will pass required information into our AI agent. AI agent will do with the help of the reasoning model required, let's say, calculations. Then it will let us know what is the outcome and will update the specific field in the Salesforce with the reason. Should we approve that approval request? Should we reject it? Or should the human review it? And then some our Salesforce, let's say, internal automation could decide what to do with that. Or even, as I showed you earlier, we could run our specific API call, right? And our specific API on the Salesforce side could do what is required for us to do. So in that case, we could automate this, like very interesting use case where we could bring into the Salesforce power of AI, which is actually sits outside of Salesforce, and even sometimes using, these free models or even free automation tool. So what else is actually possible to do with the help of this tool? So in the internet, so here is already tons of available, already prepared. Let me just find it. I think that I had it in one of my tabs. Templates for n8n that we could use. So we are just going here and we are looking for the Salesforce keyword and we are trying to find out what is already prepared automation in the internet that we could use for this. And we can find out here that here are some items that helping us to actually automate invoices. So that one automation was created for free. Some kind of guys actually allowing us to convert Salesforce leads, send personal emails, SMSs, because all this kind of stuff is actually available here. So let me show you how it actually look like. As you could see, it's for free. So that means that you could, in a couple of clicks, just get it and available in your pipeline. So let me just get the screen ready here and I will be able to show a note. So as you could see, it's very simple automation, right? So on some form submission, so we will create a Salesforce lead. OpenAI will do what is required. So then we will switch based on what is required for us to do. Send SMS or send the mail for that specific customer. So OpenAI we are using to have a reasoning, like in order to understand what it will be better for us to use. So as you could see, it's very easy flow, right, which was done here. So we have some of them which are more complex, sometimes related to the automation of the files, which is also very interesting use case. So we could have some files which sits on the Salesforce system, right? And because Salesforce storage is not really, like easy to buy, or sometimes it's not so cheap for users, right? They decide to migrate actually their files to different platforms. So in that case, what this automation could do, some scheduler could work, find out a new uploaded document on the Salesforce, and what it could do, it could go through it, send some notification to Slack that, hey, I am migrating these files into some external service. Then it will download these files, upload it to S3, and then it will create this as a linked entity with a Salesforce item, and then it will make sure that proper fields are updated, and then it will be available. So in that case, we are getting a situation when our files will be available on external site, links provided, and this automation will never sit on the Salesforce instance itself. So here are some other solutions that you could find out through the library of available solutions. So all of them are pretty easy to copy and configure. Like, for example, let's imagine that I decided that I would like to use this one for my own purposes. I'm just going here, I'm validating what is required. So here I could see the flow. If I will find out that, okay, it's kind of good for me, so I want to use it, so you're clicking use for free, you could import it into your local server, and after that it will be directly available. So you could also export it, import it, if required, from one server to another. You could develop on one instance and then migrate to the production ready instance. And once you will install it, it will let you know what kind of credentials you need to connect in order to be able to use this pipeline. So here you could see which kind of tools is actually in use, so what kind of connectors you need to connect in order to be able to make this let's say flow fully functional. What else is interesting is at this moment, sometimes it might look complicated for you guys that you need to generate all this kind of node stuff, like make sure that everything is working, so on and so forth. But what you could actually use, it's you could use Cloudy and just tell it that, hey, for example, I need to build an automation flow for n8n, which will do that, that, and that. And for example, it will be for Salesforce. You could just ask it to generate a file. So once it will generate a file, you could easily upload it here, and then your pipeline will be ready. So we tested, and it works also pretty well. As you could see here, all like required nodes will present for you, and you will be able to actually use it. So please try and put into the comments if you heard about this tool, or maybe even if you already have it in use. It will be interesting for me to read through it. So thank you guys, and I wish you all the best. Don't forget to subscribe on the channel and support me with some likes and comments.